I mean, I think relationship is key. I learned that from my days in the Marine Corps. If you could have dinner with somebody and not have to see them on a combat field later that night, it's probably a better solution. So that's when I started understanding, okay, relationship, understanding body language. If you can only sell things on either price or relationship, right? So if you need your price to be lower, you better build a strong relationship. You better build a confidence that they know that you will close.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Josue Velney, who's the founder of Velney Development, a veteran-owned, minority-owned development firm out of Boston. So thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, I would love to hear a little bit about your background. You know, you were in the Marine Corps for a while, and I would love to hear kind of how that was and how you transitioned.
Yeah, no, that's a great starting point. Yes, like you said, I did 5 years in the Marine Corps, three combat tours. Two of them were in Iraq. One of them was on ship with the Navy, where we ended up getting 32 pirates. At the time, I was either going to re-enlist in the Marine Corps and do another 4 years or 5 years, or I was going to come home and become a firefighter, which I did. I became a firefighter, and during that
Mhm.
time, I started talking to some of the firefighters in the firehouse, and they all seemed to own at least one home. So I decided that it was time for me to purchase my first home. So that's how I dived into the real estate as a first time home buyer. Didn't really know much, but I learned very, very quick. I made an agenda to go look at, 10 to 20 open houses per week. I started going to meetups and started to really understand this business. And after my first transaction, after I purchased that, I ended up growing my portfolio to 32 units in Springfield, Massachusetts, because it's a lower tier market than Boston, just price point wise. And so from there, I decided, I wanted to bring everything on home in Boston. So I started acquiring more property in Boston. And then I had the courage to do my first rehab, and that went terrible. So I had to fire the contractor, and I decided
What went
to,
what went wrong about it?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
everything. If you end up in court, something went wrong. It was just, we wasn't on time. We wasn't on budget. Just trying to get them on site was a challenge. And the whole time I'm paying a mortgage on it. So and I'm paying Boston prices for the mortgage. So it was very, very painful. But I saw that that was actually an opportunity, and I said to myself, if he can be a contractor, why can't I? So I
Yep.
pursued getting my construction license and realized there was more to the understanding of construction. So I went back to school and I got a full degree in construction management. And during that time, I actually got promoted to fire lieutenant. So I was still doing a lot of work
Wow.
at the firehouse and doing a lot of work in the real estate business, and then from there, 2021, I retired, and I just really I just dived in deep. So right now, my company, this is for Velney Development, but we also have Velney Realty, which is a brokerage arm, and Velney Construction, which is a construction arm. So we're very vertically integrated into the
Wow.
business. So we're always looking for different opportunities. I always say I'm in the opportunity business, not any of those sectors. Whichever one's gonna provide me the greatest margin, that's where I wanna be.
Wow. So you just really hopped right into everything. After your first home, you purchased a multifamily.
Correct, correct. There was some growing pains, don't get me wrong. We went from
Yeah, I
buy
imagine.
yeah, 2 units in the city of Somerville, using a first-time home buyer's loan, and I ended up purchasing that property for I think it's 2,750. After because when I figured out that the city gave me $5,000 back towards my closing, and then Barack Obama was a sitting president, and he gave 8,000 back to veterans, and then my closing attorney also helped with that. Today, that property rents for over 6,000. So clearly, that was a great investment that really got me off to a great start. But when I went to Springfield, we started off buying 2 units, and then we bought 4 units, and then we bought a 14 unit portfolio. But it was a combination of
Wow.
6 units and 2 units, and I kept seeing like all these snow. We get a lot of snow in Massachusetts, so I kept getting a lot of snow invoices, and I said, this doesn't make sense. So that's when I decided to
Yeah.
buy a 16 unit because I was like, well, it's going to cost you the same to shovel snow for 60 units than it was going to be two. So that was really the driver of understanding that. And I also worked as an agent for that firm that was in Springfield. So I really started understanding the property management side of the business. They were currently managing over 700 units. So I ended up getting that background of understanding real estate. And then after that, I did about a year and a half with them. I felt like I was comfortable and I understood that part of the business. And then I went and worked for another firm in the city of Somerville. We were selling high-end condos. So anywhere between $1 million to $2 million condos. And it was very, very different. It wasn't boots on the ground and cleaning toilets. It was, you had initials in your sleeves and very no more jeans. It was very, very clean. So it was just seeing that from a different perspective. So I say one of the things
No.
that I had the benefit of early on was being able to see a lot of different things and a lot of different ways people looked at real estate, which helps me be in that mindset today that I'm not really in a box. I'm more of looking at opportunities.
Totally. And you also have like the formal education behind you, which is wonderful, especially in the construction side of things, which I feel like a lot of people are self taught. That's awesome that you were able to get such formal education on it. I mean, it seems like you are so busy. I mean, when you were juggling being lieutenant and you were juggling all of these properties, what are your time management tips? It seems like you've been able to really do a lot.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Well, I was fortunate when I was actually single at the time, so I so that actually freed up a lot of my time. It was myself. I had a Doberman Pinscher, so it was just the dog and I. So because of that, I had a lot of flexibility. I was able to really put 40 hours into the firehouse and also put 40 hours into the real estate because I felt like I had this learning curve. And what I find fascinating in real estate, and some people would disagree with it, especially if they're like starting off with like wholesaling. I think you need some money to really get this really off the ground, and being
Yep.
having my W-2 for 12 years really helped me create that stabilization. Like when I go to a lender and they're looking at me and they're looking at my financials of being a fire lieutenant, it was very easy to get some of those loans approved, where today I get approved based on the assets that I have acquired, not my W-2, because I don't have a W-2.
Mhm. Absolutely. Wow. Well, that's really impressive. I mean, you were able to, scale really deep and wide with that. I would love for you to talk more about Velney and kind of what you guys are doing in the Boston area and what makes you guys so unique. I know that you have, such a good service model behind you.
Yeah, I think we're always looking for opportunities. Like I said, like as far as like the brokerage, we just recently sold one of my properties just to free up capital. I feel like I'm at this stage in my journey that having 2 units or possibly a condo doesn't really make much sense anymore. So we're targeting bigger projects anywhere between 10 to 30 units. I think that's really the sweet spot, but being fully integrated actually allows us to really wear multiple hats. And what I mean multiple hats, I wear my development hat when I'm trying to acquire a new asset or something that we can redevelop. We're always looking for a value add. There's one project I
Mhm.
can tell you that we turned a two family and then we got it rezoned for 7 units. So we created a lot of value just by doing that, and we didn't even start construction yet. Right. And then from
Right.
there, we can wear our construction hat and build it. And then from there, we can sell it with the brokerage. So we're very fully integrated and trying to really cut out that middleman and and just
Uh-huh.
try to increase the profitability of the company as a whole.
Yeah, and I feel like being vertically integrated sounds great from the outside and simple, but it's so difficult to do. How did you go about, executing this so well?
Oh, it took many, many, many years. And what I
Yeah.
have learned is, and I talked to Mike Hambright about this a long time ago. And when I was trying to have this idea of how to do it, so he definitely guided me in the right direction. But I really had to
Nice.
really pick one of those vehicles and make that the lead vehicle, and then make the other vehicles around it more like support elements until they could
Mhm.
support themselves. And that
Right.
was that was really the key, right? So I focused on being a real estate investor, building out those assets, building out those relationships, and then from there, when the brokerage was supporting and the property management arm was supporting, I was doing my own rentals, which I was able to acquire more capital or save more capital through my projects. To now, I'm understanding construction. I already built a ground up project, and you sandwich it all together. That's really a developer, right? A developer is a
Mhm.
master of everything and trying to put the whole show together. So
Yeah.
now I have the opportunity, because everybody says, like the strange thing about development is we literally walk into a building and walk out and tell you how much we can pay for it. Like, we're not taking days, you just know, like and it takes a lot of time and effort. And it's, I'm reading a book now, and it talks about some of the best investments. It's like you hold them, like buy and hold, or stocks. You hold them
Mhm.
for a very, very long time. And
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I feel that's really what we have been able to do is really look at the projection of the journey as a journey, not like not in short term. So it's always like, okay, here we are now. Where do we want to be in 5 years? Where do we want to be in 10 years? How do we want to impact our people? Because I truly believe that the people that I work with are my greatest assets.
Mhm. Absolutely. I mean, very thoughtfully growing rather than trying to scale quickly. I think that's so important, and that's something that a lot of people don't really take the time to do because I think everyone has goals to be bigger and better, but growing very thoughtfully, as you said, is so important. As you start hiring people, you say your team is so important to you. What do you look for in people? How do you know when they're a good culture fit for you, a good professional fit? Because I think hiring people is like one of the most challenging parts.
Yeah, I think the biggest focus is not well, I always want people that are qualified, right? So
Yeah.
that's the first part is to actually qualify your candidates, make sure that they're a good fit. But then I also in my interview process, I show them my culture. It's not about just them, me
Mhm.
asking questions to them, it's them asking questions to me as well.
Right.
And I make sure to always show that, I was in a Marine Corps for 5 years and it was a big impact in my life. And that's really the culture that I'm looking to bring, right? I tell my people, if we don't have nothing to do, we have nothing to do. But if we need to get something done on Saturday, then, I would like for you to be there on Saturday. And if that's not your culture, then you're just not a good fit for my
Right.
company. And I think that's the secret is keeping that culture and in understanding, especially now, like as my company continues to grow, and the culture is going to continue to change and we're going to have subcultures. But it all
Mhm.
starts with the main culture and hiring that, making sure the people fit the culture more than they fit the position.
Right. Absolutely. I think that's a really good point. And I know a huge part of your business is kind of this high-end service you provide as well. So I'd love for you to go into, that extra step that you're willing to give your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like especially on the rental side of the properties that we currently own, I hate turnovers. And the best way to get rid of turnovers is to have quality service. If someone's
Yeah.
leaving, they're leaving because they, either sometimes maybe they found a new job, whatever it may be. But a lot of times it's just because, they don't like the service that you provided. There's one property I bought in 2016 and I had the same tenant since 2016, right? So no turnover is a great thing. But even on the construction side is really having that conversation with the owners and saying, "Hey, did we exceed your expectation, or what were your expectations, or how can we provide a better service?" And most of the time, they will tell you, "How do you provide a better service?" I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. I just recently, my daughter is going to be 2 in December, so eventually we're going to
Oh,
start looking for kindergarten, preschool, and stuff of that nature. So anytime I have an opportunity to work at a school, I usually take it because I'm building those relationships. And it was a referral from another preschool that we got. And they wanted to get some floors done, wanted to get some paintings done. The project size was about $90,000. And they said, they had somebody that came in, they wanted to do the floors. They said, "Hey, just pick them up at Home Depot. I'll tell you the square feet, and then you bring them in." Right. And that was the service that they provided. So I listened to what they were saying, that it was a preschool, that they have young kids, so it can't be a slip hazard. And we get snow, so it can't be, they don't want something that's gonna just track all over the place. And I said, "Oh, I think
yeah.
I need my floor provider." So my vendor literally came in with the samples. So we had the client able to touch the samples. I kid you not, we were done with the project. The samples were still in our office. So that just shows you the impact of that, the opportunity for her, that we were listening, that the floor was the main thing that they wanted to solve, and being able to
Yeah.
bring that piece of material. And then not only bring that piece of material, tell her where we have used that material in other projects, and ask her if she would like to visit those sites, in which she did, and that's what sold the deal.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, yeah, the white glove service is so important, and it's probably very important in, fostering a long-term relationship with certain people who are using you over and over again. Can you talk about the relationship building portion of this?
I mean, I think relationship is key. I learned that from my days in the Marine Corps. I was fortunate to go to some special programs. One was Marine Corps Combat Hunters Course, and I think it was about 2.5 years into my Marine Corps career. And before that time, I already did 2 tours in Iraq. I was a machine gunner, and it was about like self defense and how to take care of yourself. But this course was very, very different. It was more of how do you understand the other person and understanding that, hey, if you could have dinner with somebody and not have to see them on a combat field later that night, it's probably a better solution. So that's when I started understanding, okay, relationship, understanding body language, understanding if I go to, say, somebody that's looking to sell me their house and they say, would you like something to drink? And they have Coca-Cola. I don't like Coke, but today I like Coke, right? So
Yeah.
understanding those little things that you wouldn't think that matter, but helps build that relationship. Because honestly, if you can only sell things on either price or relationship, right? So if you need your price to be lower, you better build a strong relationship. You better build a confidence that they know that you will close, right? That is a lot of what we do to really build those relationships and build a company because if you're only building it on price, you're not going to be in business very long because you're not going to make any profit margins, right? I believe that's the part of making a higher revenue. And the second part of a higher revenue is the value add, right? A value add of something like 2 units and a 2 family in Boston. Can we get a zone for 7 units and add 5 more units? Right. So I'll give you a project that we did, and it was exactly that. We bought it for 800,000, and then we added 5 units to the approval process. So we haven't built anything yet, and the bank appraised it at 1.2. We created value through that process, right? And
Mhm.
and we have great universities in Boston. So one thing that we can do is can we add bedrooms, right? The college kids don't want a living room. They want an extra bedroom, right? And an extra bedroom equals more rent. So that's a way of creating value that helps that spreadsheet that making this deal better than what somebody else seen because Boston's a very competitive market.
Absolutely. Oh, that's wonderful. I think you brought up some really good points about, scaling a successful business in general. So I would love to kind of wrap this up with maybe something you wish you learned earlier in your real estate career that you can share with us today.
I wish I knew how to find great mentors early on,
Yeah.
and I have some very very great mentors now. And what I learned is that you just really got to get out there, take action, and as they start seeing you grow, they're gonna want to help you, and that's really the key. Like to get to the top, somebody taught them. And believe it or not, a lot of the people that we see as possible mentors, they want to help. They just don't want to waste their time. So if they see you really
Sure.
putting that effort and hard work, they're gonna help. And a lot of them, believe it or not, usually their kids want nothing to do with it. So in a way, you kind of take that place because they hope, even mine, including me, to pass it on to the next generation. But my daughter could want to
Yeah.
be a doctor or a dentist or a lawyer or whatever she wants to be. So she might not want to be in my profession, and then I'll be looking to mentor somebody else coming in to the game.
Totally. And I think also when you're approaching people, adding value to them as well, not just taking, but trying to give as well. I think that's a good point with mentorship. So please tell everybody where to find you and where to find Velney Development.
Well, the best place to find me is on my website, velneydevelopment.com, or you can find me through my name. My name is Josue Velney. It's on the screen, and it's if you put it in, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with that name, so I'm not that very difficult to find.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I think that you gave a lot of great inspiration and great practical tips for people to follow. So thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. Please check out Velney Development, and we will see you back next time. Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.